There's a reason some gardens thrive with vibrant growth, deep green leaves, and fruit that seems to burst with flavour, while others struggle despite endless fertilizers. The secret often isn't found in expensive chemicals or bags of synthetic plant food. Instead, it lies in a natural, living fertilizer that has been quietly transforming gardens around the world, bokashi. This isn't just another organic amendment, it's one of the fastest and most complete fertilizers you can make at home, ready in just 2 weeks and packed with the kind of microbial life that turns ordinary soil into a powerhouse of fertility. What makes bokashi different? Traditional composting is slow, sometimes taking months before it's ready to use. During that time, organic matter breaks down gradually through decomposition, often producing unpleasant odors or attracting pests. Bokashi, on the other hand, works through a controlled fermentation process. Beneficial microorganisms digest the organic matter rapidly, breaking it down into forms plants can absorb almost immediately. Within just 10 to 15 days, sometimes as fast as 8 in warm climates, you have a loose, dark, earthy-smelling fertilizer that feels alive. What makes it so revolutionary is not only speed, but depth. Bokashi feeds your plants essential nutrients, enriches the soil with beneficial fungi and bacteria, and leaves behind a soil environment that resists disease, holds moisture better, and promotes long-term fertility. Simply put, it doesn't just fertilize, it transforms the soil ecosystem itself. The science of fermentation in the soil. At the heart of bokashi is microbial activity. When mixed with the right ingredients, microbes multiply rapidly, consuming sugars and organic matter. This creates heat, driving the first stage of fermentation, where temperatures can rise above 60 degrees Celsius. As activity slows, the mix stabilizes, cooling down and developing a pleasant aroma similar to roasted coffee or fresh earth. At this stage, nutrients are available in forms that plants can immediately use, and the soil is inoculated with thriving colonies of microbes that continue working long after you've applied it. Unlike anaerobic rotting, which produces foul-smelling gases, bokashi is controlled, aerobic and beneficial. Its stable balance of microorganisms prevents nutrient loss and builds resilience into your soil. Ingredients that make bokashi powerful. One of the beauties of bokashi is that it doesn't require expensive or exotic inputs. Everything can be sourced from farms, gardens, or even urban settings with a little creativity. The proportions, however, are key to getting the right balance of carbon, nitrogen, minerals, and microbial food. Start with 4 parts soil, which provides native microorganisms already adapted to your environment. Clay or garden soil works well, giving the mix both structure and microbial life. Add 4 parts manure from animals such as cows, horses, goats, chickens or rabbits. This is your nitrogen source and adds more microorganisms to the mix. Slightly moist manure works best, as it encourages fermentation without slowing down microbial activity. To balance the nitrogen, add 4 parts dry plant residues such as straw leaves or dried grass. These provide carbon, fibre and aeration, keeping the mixture from compacting. Next, include 1 part finely crushed charcoal or biochar. Think of this as a sponge. It absorbs excess moisture, traps nutrients so they don't wash away, and helps air circulate through the mix. For minerals, mix in 1/4 part of clean wood ash. This supplies potassium, calcium, phosphorus and trace minerals, though it must be used sparingly to avoid raising the pH too high. Then add 1 part wheat bran or rice bran, which is direct food for beneficial bacteria and fungi, speeding up their growth. The final step is preparing a biological activator. Dissolve 10 litres of clean, dechlorinated or rainwater with 200 grams of molasses or sugar and 10 grams of dry yeast. This liquid is gradually sprinkled into the pile during mixing, supplying immediate energy and extra microorganisms to kickstart fermentation. Optional, but highly effective is adding a small amount of finished bokashi from a previous batch, which acts as an inoculant to seed the new pile with active microbes. Now, let's walk through the step-by-step method. Begin by mixing all the dry ingredients together. The easiest way, really, is to layer them, half the soil, half the manure, half the plant matter, then repeat until everything is stacked in a rectangle right there on the ground. It's best to spread the layers rather than piling them up, since this allows for better aeration when you start mixing. Once you've got those layers set, start turning the pile and as you go, sprinkle in the activator liquid. The goal here is to moisten the mixture gradually until it reaches about 60% humidity. To check if you've reached the right moisture, just squeeze a handful of the mix tightly. It should hold its shape but not drip water, releasing just a few drops at most. Once the right moisture is achieved, you'll want to form the material into a low, wide bed, no more than 70 centimeters high. Then just cover it loosely with a plastic sheet to protect it from direct sun or rain. Fermentation begins immediately, you know. For the first few days, the temperature rises quickly. On the second day, be sure to turn the bed once to release heat. From the third to the seventh day, keep turning it once or twice daily, depending on how hot it feels. After the 8th day, turning once a day is usually enough until the pile cools to match the ambient temperature. By day 10 to 15, your bokashi should be ready. You'll know by its look and smell. It should be dark in colour, loose in texture, with a pleasant earthy or coffee-like aroma. If it smells rotten, ammonia-like, or shows black or green mould, something went wrong. Usually too much moisture, lack of air, or an imbalance of ingredients. In that case, just adjust by remixing, aerating, and allowing it to ferment a bit longer. One of the reasons bokashi is loved by gardeners is, honestly, its versatility. It can be used in almost any gardening situation. As a base fertilizer, you'll want to spread 1 to 2 kilograms per square metre of soil before planting or transplanting, mixing it right into the top layer of soil. This, you know, improves fertility immediately and activates soil life. For container gardening, just mix bokashi into your potting soil at about 10 to 20% of the total volume. For example, you can add 1 to 2 litres of bokashi for every 10 litres of soil. This ensures an even distribution of nutrients throughout the container. For seedlings, it's best to use stabilized older bokashi to avoid burning those delicate roots. Incorporate 5 to 10% by volume into the seedling mix. This gives young plants a gentle but steady supply of nutrients and microbes. For established plants, simply scatter 1 or 2 handfuls around the base, avoiding direct contact with roots, and lightly cover with soil. This acts as both a nutrient boost and a microbial inoculation, helping plants stay vigorous and resilient. The nutrient power of bokashi. Bokashi is more than just decomposed organic matter. Laboratory tests show it contains approximately 1 to 2% nitrogen. Laboratory tests show it contains 0.5 to 1% phosphorus. Laboratory tests show it contains 1 to 2% potassium. In addition, it supplies calcium. In addition, it supplies magnesium. In addition, it supplies a range of micronutrients such as zinc. In addition, it supplies a range of micronutrients such as iron. In addition, it supplies a range of micronutrients such as manganese. In addition, it supplies a range of micronutrients such as copper. These are essential for balanced plant growth, strong root systems, and healthy fruiting. But the real magic lies in its microbes. Bokashi stimulates beneficial soil bacteria and fungi, improving nutrient absorption and protecting plants against harmful pathogens. Over time, this creates healthier soil structure, better water retention and long-term fertility that synthetic fertilizers simply can't match. Why every gardener should try Bokashi. Whether you're growing vegetables, flowers or fruit trees, Bokashi offers an unmatched blend of speed, nutrition and soil improvement. It's simple to make, inexpensive and adaptable to both large farms and small urban gardens. Most importantly, it aligns with nature's design, feeding not just the plants but the entire soil ecosystem they depend on. If you've ever wished for a fertilizer that works quickly without sacrificing long-term soil health, Bokashi is the answer. It's a way of gardening that doesn't just grow plants, it grows life beneath the surface, creating abundance season after season. So, just to wrap things up, Bokashi is more than a fertilizer. It's a soil revolution. In just 2 weeks, you can produce a nutrient-rich, microbe-packed amendment that accelerates plant growth, strengthens roots, improves yields, and leaves your soil healthier than before. For gardeners who want results without relying on chemicals, it's hard to find a better option. If this guide has inspired you to try Bokashi in your own garden, let us know in the comments. Share your results, your tweaks or your questions. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Crops Haven and share this video with fellow gardeners. Together, we'll keep uncovering the timeless secrets that make gardens thrive.